Exactly the type of music you would expect from these guitars. I haven't even done anything yet. I haven't even played a single fret.
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Yeah, as Rob was saying, this is the unexpected Schecter 7 and 8 string ambient, beautiful open on our stream here. But thanks so much for tuning in, guys. This is zZounds
Thanks
Live.
for being here.
Yeah, I am Justin with zZounds, and I'm here with none other than YouTube sensation Rob Scallon. So
happy to be here.
Absolutely. So glad you're here with us, man. This is such a
me
treat
too.
for you to sit down and talk to us. So
Yeah, same.
So we gotta-
Much thanks to zZounds. Appreciate them stocking the guitars.
for sure. Yeah, and we're gonna talk about that later, guys.
Yeah.
He's got a million things to say, I'm sure, about his brand new Schecter guitar lineup that just came out. So
Give me started and I won't shut up.
yeah, well, that's probably what we want here on this.
Yeah,
stream,
I guess
you know?
so.
It's better than you just being like, I have nothing to say about them. I have nothing to say.
Yeah. Now, one thing to talk about these guitars a little bit, one thing that I especially love about the H string and how they're not normally used this way, but if you put them in an open tuning, they just do all the work for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like I'm not using any frets. It just sounds beautiful.
Right? Yeah, give us a little demo of that open string tuning that you have with the 8. 'cause
Yeah,
it
yeah.
sounds beautiful. So
Thank you. Yeah, I mean it's pretty much just the tuning is doing all the work here. So it's if I'm not mistaken, that's an F major 7th. And the way that you use the strings, you can kind of get you can get that F major 7th. Yeah, by strumming all the strings. Beautiful. And then of course you have the harmonics as well. And then with the 8 you can get harmonics in a lower octave than you're able to on a regular 6 string. Like you can get, these notes down there.
yeah, it sounds so rich. It's like something my ear is just definitely not used to being a 6-string player. So it's just that's why it just sounds like butter. So absolute butter.
You can get this full bandish sound. I mean, obviously there's not a drum set here, but like you're able to get some of these low bass notes, and it just does the work for you. I guess. Is what I'm getting. You just get this full sound, and you don't really need to do anything. I found this tuning from, I just refer to it as the Never Meant tuning. Never Meant from American Football. Ooh. Hey, hold on a second. I know how to play songs. It's just that plus 2 other strings.
Cool.
And then I built my song Anchor around that, and same, there's some like fancy tapping stuff in Anchor and whatnot, but really the tuning is doing all of the work. It's the majority of the work.
For sure.
So yeah.
Well, yeah,
but
I'm sure everybody out there loves to hear that kind of stuff, because extended range guitars with 7 and 8 strings, like, you see them around, but for me personally, I haven't really got a lot of hours in the past playing them. So this is so great to get my hands on these.
Yeah, you should give them a try. I love them. Like I used to, back when I was on tour, I would say this on stage all the time, and I got the 8 string initially. My job is to make fun music videos for YouTube, and so in 2013 I got an 8 string, and yeah, everything's just ooh. you. And
I'll just score your speech. Right?
Yeah, thank you. And I had this epiphany that, but I got it to just as a novelty. I thought I'm gonna make a few fun videos with this. I'm gonna play super, super low, and that's gonna be it. And I'll do a video or two with it, and then I'll sell it and move on. But then once I had the H string with me, I really fell in love with it, and I realized there's so much more that it's capable of that people don't normally think about. When is the 32 string coming out? That's my wife, by the way. Hey, Tamara.
Hey, my girlfriend's the person right above there, too, in the chat. So, yeah.
That's our audience. Where's my mom?
Yeah. My mom will be bobbing in here any minute now, yeah.
But yeah. and then I just fell in love with it. And it's capable of so much more. And the way that I usually use, well, I maybe like 50% on H strings between super distorted and this type of thing. But half the time I just have it in clean, and I'm just playing really simple melodies on one string, and it kind of turns into almost like you're almost playing it like a sitar a little bit. Like you have a lot of strings that are just there to resonate open.
Yeah.
And then you do the melody on like one or two strings, and that's, often what I'm doing with the H string. So it turns this really like intimidating looking instrument into just something anyone could play, literally anybody. Like I did a video with Aaron Jawasamoki, who's a pro skateboarder recently, which was really fun, by the way. Cool. And he'd never played guitar before ever, but we got into the studio, and within 40 minutes we were playing really great music, and he was on an 8-string guitar.
Nice.
So if you use it, so if you use it this way, like anyone can play it. You could have never played guitar before, and you can make beautiful music with an 8-string if you have it an open tuning.
Actually, my girlfriend was talking about that just the other day. I sent her a video of the 8-string, and she was like, "How the heck do you even know how to play that?" And I was like, "Oh, well, I mean, it's I maybe my brain works that way or something, but it's just super intuitive. Like, extended range, you pick it up, you're gonna do something unique with it, but it's not outside the bounds of a regular 6-string. Like, the way you think about playing a 6-string electric guitar."
Like you, obviously, it can be intimidating because there's so much to explore, and I think it especially helps if you have a background in bass, because these two lowest strings are essentially a bass.
Yep.
Especially a lot of people, and a lot of people do down tune their 8 strings. Like that's a pretty common thing, to where it's in E, and then you literally have the same range as a bass. It won't sound exactly like bass.
Because 8 strings isn't low enough. Yeah, we need to go lower.
Drop tune it. Yeah. Well, if you're getting an 8 string for like extreme metal, you're already playing in drop all the time. So you get an 8 string, and you're like, let's drop it down, and then you're down in E.
Where does it end though, man? Like, do you just keep going? Do you drop it to D then, and then C below that?
I saw a video recently of someone playing their 8 string in D, like drop D, and it sounded awesome. I can't think of who it was, but once you get past like F sharp, to me is when there's like different ranges, right? Like you play a 6 string in a certain way. If you're a metal player, I mean, this is obviously super nuanced, but if you're a metal player, you can. Thank you. You can take your 6 string metal playing and adapt it to a 7, and it's gonna work.
Oh yeah.
But then when you get to 8, it's something different. You're in full-on bass territory now, and you need to treat it in a little bit of a different way. And throughout the last few years, I've been kind of learning how to use that register in a really heavy way and in a way that works. But just doing the regular 6 string thrash, shreddy stuff doesn't. But then once you get to like E and below 9 string territory, then it's like another instrument again, and you have to be really selective when you use those low notes and use a lot of octaves.
Yeah.
And you really need to put a bed behind them, whereas you don't need to do that when you're on a 7 or 6. So like,
for sure,
it becomes a different territory. So you can go lower than E, and I have before, and you can get some really great, you can get some really great songs by going lower than E.
For sure.
Like, I think one of my personal favorite metal tunes that I've done is Envy, and that goes down to C sharp.
Okay.
And it sounds great in C sharp.
Cool.
But it's a very particular riff that needs to be, you need to write for that register. And,
for sure.
So in my case, there's like 6, 7, you can do your regular thing. 8 is bass, and then get lower than that, it's a whole different. The playbook changes.
Yep, you can like basically like hear the pitch of it cycling. It's so low then. So.
Yeah, well, that's kind of part of what makes that super low tuning, and same with the 8 string, fun and has this extra characteristic. Like if you have your 8-string tuned real low, well, I guess it's tuned real low to begin with, especially if you're using like floppy strings. Yeah, thank you. The most relaxing stream on zZounds.
Yeah, it's our ASMR stream here.
Welcome.
Oh, by the way, guys, quick thought. We just popped the Schecter Guitars link as well. So I know we've been talking about these guys. Check that link out there. You can see the specific page for where to find those and get more info if you want to know specs and stuff. We won't probably be talking about the specs too much here. We'll leave you guys to explore that on your own, but you at least get to hear them here. So
yeah.
But let's talk a little bit more about your background there. Low. Yeah,
okay,
like the lead up to what became your eventual YouTube channel, and then all the way up to the modern day when you got the Schecter lineup. So so we gotta fill in everybody what happened between then, so we know what's going on.
Well, I've been a YouTuber full time, kind of top tier somewhere. Thank you, Tamara. Love you so much. So we
need to get closer to the mics. Yeah.
I've been making YouTube videos for 15 years now. So it's been a long journey. But to start from the beginning, that was nice. Until I messed it up by reacting to it. But I started in, as many people our age did, in the MySpace days. And that was like my ticket to getting my music out there. And at the time, it was kind of like, the idea of being an internet musician was not cool. And it was very much frowned upon. But I kind of saw this avenue as like, as kind of this is clearly going to be the way to do it. And then I was trying to get stuff out on MySpace with different bands that I was in. And then kind of realized that my best bet was to do it on my own and go after YouTube videos, because I also really loved making videos. And so that YouTube came along at the time it did was just perfect for me.
So it fell right into it. Yeah.
Exactly. So in 2007, I made a YouTube account and posted a video for a band. And then in January 2008, I posted my first solo artist song. And it was called Summer. And I was like, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to be a full-time music YouTuber. Okay. And which in 2008 was kind of bonkers.
Were you already doing video edits at that point, or did you just start then?
Okay. Yeah, I was doing video a bit. I mean, I was 15 at the time, or not in 2008, but I was 15 when I started really pursuing music seriously.
Okay.
But in 2008 I was 17, so I was had made quite a lot of videos and made quite a lot of music, but I decided that YouTube was going to be the way that I was going to do it.
The new frontier.
Yeah.
If you will.
Yeah. And so that was how it started, I guess. It was January 2008 posting that.
Cool. So what was your first big video that hit that was popular? Like what was your first viral video?
It was a pretty slow, there wasn't really any part in my career where it was kind of a gigantic shift. It was all pretty gradual. Summer, I remember, and I'm embarrassed about this now, but I posted Summer, and then I just messaged. I had one of those terrible Friend Blaster Pro MySpace things.
I remember those.
Yeah, terrible. And I just sent it to as many things as I could fill out captchas in the day. And I remember that coming out, and then in the first day it got 1,000 views. I was like, oh yeah, this could be done. And then from that, it just kind of slowly grew. I reached out to pretty much everyone with a popular YouTube channel at the time. I was like, can I make music for you? Just shout out my channel. And so it kind of grew from that mostly. But the time when I feel when it went from something I wanted to do as a job to, okay, I can pay my bills with this now, was after the banjo covers started to really work.
Yeah.
I think
you're doing metal covers of those, right?
Yeah. So I would do
Slipknot and Slayer and stuff.
Slipknot is the most popular one too, because Corey Taylor shows up at the end. Thanks, Corey.
No big deal.
Yeah, and it just adds another dimension of him coming in and not approving of it. It was great filming with him. But yeah, so that was 2000. I quit my day job in 2013. So I was trying my best to do it, and I was fortunate enough to meet a lot of other YouTubers in those early days. that were making it work, but it took me a little bit longer. It took me into 2013 where I could actually like pay my bills with it and not have another job.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
it takes time with that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. So that was, 5 years of really trying it until I was able to do it. But it was
a lot of banjo, right? No,
yeah. The metal banjo was like the first like. Well, I think I did 30 songs in a minute or something. That was my first like viral to like get to a million right away.
Yeah.
And then the banjo ones were the ones that were really consistent for a little while. And then at that point in my career, it was like transitioning people that were there for the banjo metal covers into the other things that I wanted to do as well.
That was my next question. Was like, well, how did you kind of decide to navigate into all the other territory with your videos? So.
Yeah. So that was that's pretty tough. And I think a lot of musicians that get onto YouTube and they try to make YouTube their career, they have this false like idea of like, oh, I'm gonna make a viral video and it's going to be this like wacky concept, and then I'm gonna get millions of views with this viral video, and then I'm gonna start putting out original songs and people are gonna care. And that's just like not how it works. So like people have this idea that how can I put it? The way
cue the pensive music. Yeah.
Needed something. So, but to go before that, like I was really hitting YouTube hard for those 5 years, and I got to meet a lot of really great people that were doing it full time and really helped. So I want to stress that. But at that point, you can take viral tomfoolery and transition it into people that are there for your original music, but it takes time. Your audience is not going to take big leaps with you.
Sure.
So
for sure.
if they're there for banjo covers, they're there for banjo covers.
Yeah,
and they're there for like the banjo covers to work because you're already familiar with like 95% of it. Like, okay, you see the thumbnail, it's like, this is War Ensemble on ukulele.
Yep.
And it's like, all right, I know War Ensemble. So this is like, I'm already in. I know this is going to be good.
Yeah.
So the way to get around that is like, you need to create all these little steps. Again, they're not going to take big leaps. So like, when I was doing the banjo stuff, it was like, people are there for these funny banjo covers. And then it's like, okay, I can do metal in very inappropriate places. Or metal in inappropriate places was the first one, which was a really fun one to shoot. And so if you're there for the banjo metal stuff and you've been around for a little bit and you become accustomed to like my tomfoolery, then it's not a big leap to go to metal in inappropriate places. It's still me like rocking out way too hard.
It's the metal wheelhouse still, right?
Yeah, it's a very similar video. Like it's not a cover, but now it's actually an original song. And then if you've seen some videos like that, then eventually I can put out like, more stuff with original music, but there's a comedic concept. And then once they've seen enough of those videos, then it's not that much of a leap for me to release like Envy, for example, which is a song that I mentioned earlier where I'm playing it on a 9-string. Right, there's still this novelty because like, oh, I want to hear what a 9-string sounds like. Can you actually make good music?
Which is a novelty. That is a novelty.
Oh, totally. When you're going down to C#.
Oh, yeah.
But now, like, you're in full just original song territory. And then from there, it's not that much of a leap to go to Anchor, which is just full on an original song on 8-string, exactly what I want to be making, no novelty really to it whatsoever. And then from there, you can create other small steps and get people and get people interested in other things. Cool. I think that's kind of a misconception with a lot of musicians that I got on YouTube and I had this viral video. Why don't I have a career? And it's like there's a lot more steps than that.
Oh yeah,
You can do it, but it's you need to build up trust with people. You need to build up trust with the audience that if you put out something, it's going to be worth their time. And that doesn't happen overnight or with one viral video. So
now that you kind of did it that way and kind of built your kind of YouTube presence there. So what are you up to these days with it? Like what's the 2022 Rob stuff? What are you up to now?
Ooh, oh man. I'm currently juggling so many projects. And I think some of the stuff I'm doing right now is so exciting, particularly like this signature guitars. Like this is really, like, to not sound too cheesy, but this is a dream come true. Like having a signature model line with Schecter and a 6, 7, and 8 and lefty versions is just unbelievable. So like this is one of the
lineup. The whole lineup.
This is one of the biggest things in my world right now.
So tell us about that then. I mean, we're here with them. Obviously, I feel like a lot of people are probably tuning in to hear about these as well. What was the story about hooking up with Schecter? Like, how did that come about?
So I was with Schecter, or I had some Schecter instruments really early on, and that 8-string that I was saying earlier that I bought as a novelty to do some fun videos with was a Schecter Omen 8, and I got it because it was $400.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, I can spend $400 on this novelty, and then just fell in love with it, and I wrote Anchor with it immediately, and then just had this new just passion for extended range, and I just felt like there's so much potential here that like is just beginning to be tapped, and I had never seen anyone use an 8-string in this way before, and and I just fell in love with it, and there's so much you could do with it. And so I remember going to Schecter, and they sent me like a bass and a 9-string, and also, it was just as a side note, at that point, the artist rep there, every email was in all caps. So like all of my interactions with Schecter was like them shouting at me, and I was like, all right, I guess they make metal guitars.
Yeah,
you know?
like that checks out.
Like,
that checks out.
Every email was in all caps. I was like, I'd love to have a 9-string. Like, Corey, okay, sweet, cool. I'll send you one right now with your address. You know. And so I remember going to Schecter, and I played at their booth at NAMM, and that was like one of the first times.
Yeah. Cool.
Though I went to NAMM the year before that on a cello endorsement was my first time I got to NAMM, but that's and I don't play cello, so that was. And
did you use one in one of your videos? I assume. Then?
I did,
okay.
and then they booked me a 45-minute performance on cello as like an endorsed cello player, and I just had to like figure out how to play cello and figure out a 45-minute set. But that was like my way to get to NAMM.
It sounds like my dream, by the way. I would love to do that.
I mean, it also kind of sounds like a nightmare. It's I don't play cello, and I kind of went in and I did a lot of like slap bassy and like tappy stuff, and I was kind of hoping that when people saw my performance, they're like, wow, he's been playing cello so long that he's so sick of the regular techniques.
He's bridged beyond.
He's now doing this, and the reality is like I just don't know how to play cello.
Well, no box cello suites for him or anything like that? Nothing like that?
I was doing like slap. I don't know. I think I came up with a fairly decent performance, but that was my first time I was there. And then the next year was with Schecter, and I met with them, and thank you. And there was this. I told them my idea. Like, I feel really passionately about these instruments. I would love to have a signature model and like promote it on my channel and really explore extended range. And at the time, I mean, this was like 2015, so I was not in a point in my career where I could ask for a signature model guitar, especially an 8-string. You know, like
sure, yeah.
And so they very politely were like, "We're not really sure. We could do it for you someday, maybe, but." This is like, it's pretty risky to come out with an 8-string.
And here we are, man.
And here we are. So it just took a little while, but maybe a year and a half ago, I got to talk with Schecter about it, and it was like, because I was with Chapman Guitars for a little bit, and then I decided it was time to move on, and and then going to them was like, oh, I could actually do this now, and there was still this like stress talking to them, like, all right, I'm gonna ask them this really big thing, and then Adam from Schecter was like, yeah, we'll do a 6, 7, and 8. We could do left-handed versions. Like, oh, cool.
Like, wow,
I guess I'm at that point in my career now where I can like have multiple models. That's great, or at least
that's how you know you made the big leagues there, man. Is it when they're offering you for the left-handed models to be made? So yeah.
Like, oh, that's great. So that's a really really fulfilling feeling, and I think especially for me, just for selfish reasons, I'm a fan of extended range guitar. To me, that's 8 strings and 7 strings. 8 strings in particular are just so exciting to me. And so to have a bit of an influence on the guitar market and what instruments people are playing and try to push people in that direction is just exciting, because I want to hear more 8-string music.
Yep.
You know, like
who knows? Maybe we'll get another ASMR stream like this with the extended range. You know, maybe we're influencing, influencing the youth right now.
Yeah, influencing the youth.
Yeah, they sound so great though.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's play a little bit. Yeah, let's play a little bit more.
You want to take the lead again, or
we can do both? I can just chug some major 7s if you want.
Hey. I love the swells.
I know, right? Yeah, the volume pot on this is super sensitive, so you get these like really clean swells on it. I'm exploiting the hell out of that. Yeah, I love it. Sounds so great.
Yeah.
Oh, also, we had some comments here. Nick Olson says greetings from Greenland, so hello, Nick.
Hey.
And also, Jason over here says, hello, all Rob is a class act. Love his videos of giving away his guitars. Such a good heart. Hell of a musician as well. Yeah, wow, kind.
Thank you.
Very, very kind. Thanks,
Thank you, Jason. I appreciate you. Yeah. I love giving away guitars. That's been another cool thing with these guitars coming out, because then Schecter has like a budget of stuff that we can just give away.
Okay.
It's like, awesome, cool. I just love giving away guitars.
How many do you have right now? And if you know the answer,
I don't know the answer.
I heard something that said if you know how many guitars you have, you don't have enough guitars. Yeah. So.
I think last time I did a video on it, and I think I had like 40-something instruments, which is bonkers. But it kind of just comes with the territory when, my job is to make fun music content. For YouTube, and a new interesting instrument is new videos, and also just it's
inspiration.
Yeah.
Like I was telling that to my friends too, right? Yeah. That like that if I freelance or something and I need to play something that has like a 12 string, well then I got to make sure I have a good 12 string or a regular 6-string acoustic or all sorts of different electrics for different gigs, and maybe that's just me justifying how many guitars I have. Right?
I go back and forth between like, oh, this is my job. These are different tools I do for my job, so I need to have them. But also, I just want them, you know? And like, to me, getting a new instrument is always just so inspiring. And yeah, it's just kind of comes with the job, I guess. And so I've had a lot. And so, like, looking at the instrument collection video, particularly in reference to giving away my guitars, it was like, this is too much. Like, this is a little bit, like, there's a lot here that I'm never going to use again. And rather than, like, selling them online and dealing with that hassle, like, I'll just give them away. Like, that's just more fun.
Yeah, spread the love, man.
Yeah, and it's like sometimes these, the guitars that were there, like, I know that they're not like, I don't know, rock and roll Hall of Fame tier or whatever, but there's probably someone out there that like was a fan of that video and would like to have that guitar from it. So like giving the Washburn to Tuba was very cool because she did a few videos about mentioning the song Rain, which was recorded on that guitar. So rather than just selling it for like $300, maybe she would appreciate it more.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. She absolutely would. Yeah. That's really nice of you.
Yeah. And it makes for fun video too. So, it also works in that way as well. So
for sure. So speaking of videos, what's next? What's on the horizon? If you feel like talking about new videos that are upcoming.
Yes. Then? Yeah. I mean, there's always new videos that we're working on. Me and the team are always really busy. I work with a really great team, by the way. So just shout out. Hey, Jake. Hey, Rob. Hey, Sophie. So the next few, we were just in New York and we shot a bunch of videos just really, really quickly. We were there for 5 days. We shot 6 videos. So there's still one more of those that's coming out, and it's another fascinating instrument video where I talk to a pro sitar player.
Cool.
And then we just sit down with 2 sitars and he shows me the ropes. So that's coming out soon, and then I'll be in California at Schecter headquarters at the custom shop, and we're filming another video building a guitar from scratch.
Cool.
So we did building a guitar from scratch a little while ago with Marshall Brune, who's a luthier, and we built a classical guitar from a pile of wood to totally done and filmed all of it.
Cool.
So the video was 2.5 hours long, and like it's one of the best performing videos of the year, which feels really good. Like, and I think
it's a movie at that point.
Yeah, it's a big project. And I'm going to be going out to Schecter and doing exactly that again, but for electric guitar. So we'll see
extended range or regular range.
Just a regular. So we'll just be doing a 6-string because the custom shop has. It's just given the amount of time. I would love to go in there and see the 8-string done.
You know, like a multi-scale extended range.
Yeah, or do something really crazy. You know, like a 10-string, but. I think for the sake of this video, it's just going to be the most standard thing that comes out of the shop, and then that also makes it easier for us to film because then we can show, molding the body in the CNC machine, then show painting it, and then there's another one painted ready to go. So we don't need to be there for like 4 weeks and wait for paint to dry.
Yeah.
So
you don't want to like live at the Schecter headquarters for a month?
The Schecter headquarters is pretty cool, but just for the sake of to make it practical for us to shoot it, we're going to be doing one of their traditional models.
So it's like a cooking
16.
network thing, right? Where like
Basically,
you're like
yeah,
you pull it out
basically
after
that.
it's already in the oven and it's right there. ready to go. So-
It would be cooler if it was the same piece of wood throughout, but it just doesn't really make sense. And we did that a little bit with the classical guitar too. There's the first few stages of building a classical guitar where you have to wait days for glue to dry. So we didn't do those parts. But then everything after those first initial builds was all the same piece of wood throughout. So it wasn't. It's only a cooking show right at the beginning. But I think the Schecter one, when we do electric guitar, it'll just for the sake of logistics, it'll need to be more like a cooking show, like you're saying. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, so that's coming.
So that's the upcoming video.
Yeah.
Very cool, man. Very cool. Well, what else is going on? Anything involving these bad boys then?
Yes. So now that I have them, I can start making videos with them. And I've been recording a new album with them, which is really exciting.
Sweet. Okay.
And
self-produced or?
Yeah, self-produced. But right now I have help.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm not like mixing and mastering it myself.
Okay.
I did that with my first few albums, and it was a disaster. It's like I'm just terrible. Yeah.
It's like 4 times the work then, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And like I was just trying to save money on those first few albums, and looking back, it's like I really wish that I would have just spent a little bit and had a professional mix and master it, because like you can make, I don't know, the best songs you can make, but if you're terrible at mixing and mastering, it's going to sound terrible. Like,
Amen.
Yeah. So I kind of wish that I did that in those early albums, but those were like, that was like back in high school, so like you tend to. Some mistakes you tend to make. And
hindsight.
Yeah. So now I certainly won't be mixing and mastering it.
But new album's going to be chock full of the new Schecter. It's cool. All of them?
Yeah.
All 6, 7, and 8? Or just the... Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in a wide range of tones. Like from... Like it mixes... talking about this album, I'm not sure if I'm making it just for me and everyone else is going to hate it, but I'm really excited about it. But it mixes these sounds with the super distorted low H string, like,
dude, let's give them some chugs then.
Yeah,
we haven't heard any chugs yet. Let's pop in that.
We haven't heard a single chug.
Yeah. We need more chugs right now, and I think we need to give the people what they want.
Do we have H strings or do we not have H strings?
No, we got 8 full strings. Yeah, they
don't even need a tune. I didn't realize that you guys already had the guitars.
Yeah. We're ready here, man. Yeah. We're ready.
Awesome.
I'm gonna turn up too. Why not?
Yeah.
Chug some 7.
Of course.
But yeah, because these pickups sound great with the cleans, but they're dialed in and ready to go for the heavy solo.
Whoa! Oh, it's so loud. And there's what you expect from an 8-string, right? Just pure filth.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So essentially what I've been working on is a mix of those types of sparkly clean tones and that playing on top of each other at the same time.
Cool.
Which sounds terrible, but like it actually like I'm not saying I love the songs. I don't think they sound terrible, but that explanation sounds like music I would never want to listen to. But then when I started working on it, I ended up just really falling in love with that sound. So maybe this will be one of those moments where I feel like I'm making something only for me, just as a passion project, and then other people will love it, or maybe other people will hate it. I'm not really sure, but like that's how I felt about the banjo covers. Okay. Like when I first did the War Ensemble on ukulele, I remember listening to it and laughing to myself and thinking, no one's gonna like this but me. This is hilarious to me and me only, but I'm going to give it a try. And so I kind of feel that way. So maybe that's a good sign, maybe it's not. But that's what I've been working on with these. So they haven't made it onto the channel as much as I would like, but that's not because I'm not using them. It's just because I'm using them on stuff that albums take time, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Albums take a really long time.
Yeah. Also, check it out. The chat just blew up a second there with devil horns and my girlfriend saying hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, all that type of stuff.
We're giving them what they want.
Yeah. Oh, and you got the delay and reverb on it too?
Yeah, that really long swampy tail on it too. Yeah.
Swampy? Yeah, it does sound swampy.
Very
but
swampy.
In a good way, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, give me some riffage. I'll try to riff it. Yeah,
let's see if I can remember. Oh man, if I can remember Envy. How's that one go again?
I'll hack my way alongside it. So.
Okay. So do you want me to just play some chugs then?
That's fine. Yeah, whatever you're comfortable with, man. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Just improvising. Once you learn pick scraping, like you can't not do it. It's impossible.
I actually found a pick the other day that just had divots in it because of too many pick scrapes I did, and so it literally was like routed out of the pick. I gotta laugh at that. It's just like just carved it out.
Oh, I mean like that
one of those rakes, the little rakes.
Like you call them rakes. I call them pick scrapes, but like either way, it's kind of a similar thing. But like, I learned that from just from Gojira, like. And they're just so much fun.
Oh,
and
such
now,
a vibe.
Yeah,
such
and
a vibe.
anytime I play through a ton of distortion, it's like there's a pick scrape for like every transition. I just always love it. It's like a more like a modern, like slam metal maybe type sound.
For sure.
I don't know, but it's fun. I learned it from Gojira.
That's great. So look, we got another comment from Jason. Those 7 and 8s sound great.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Right, guys? The stuff's just great. I mean, we're not even really pushing these amps too hard.
No.
These pickups are just hot and they sound awesome. So
yeah, it's I never play with my guitar even that loud.
Yeah,
it's just kind of weird. It seems silly as like a professional musician that I like never turn it past like 1. But like when you're doing videos, it's just like that's always kind of the way to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it kind of startles me when my guitar is that loud.
Well, we're in the zZounds stream land right now, we're getting raucous with it. Yeah. But yeah, guys, I mean, I'm glad that everybody could get to hear these things in action, man. These things are awesome. They feel super good. Isn't it like a 20-inch fretboard radius or something? It's like the flattest fretboard I've like ever felt before. So when I picked it up, I was like, oh, like let me get a feel for this. And the first thing in my hand, it was like just like massive shred on it because it's so flat. You just feel like you're just skating across the whole fretboard, right? Just it's like you're just like it's like silky there. So
real solid. I'm super proud of them. So
absolutely, man. These are great.
This is like exactly what I want in a guitar.
For sure. Yeah, you guys should absolutely check out those links we posted. We have all of the models he was talking about: left-handed, regular. There's the C1, the regular 6-string, and then there's the C7 7-string and the C8 8-string. So, yeah, man, you want to cover anything else while you're here, man? I mean. Anything else?
Is that the stream?
I think so, man. I think we're gonna wrap up.
We don't have like another
here.
hour to go.
No. We're not doing the marathon right now. Yeah. Unless you want to just sit here and have like a coffee chat, we can go brew some coffee and just Yeah.
I don't know what else I have. The guitars are sick. They're at zZounds right now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, if you want, let's just play it out, man. Let's just play a couple minutes more.
Let's play the sludgiest. Metal.
I'll let you lead the way with that 8 then.
Right.
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah, look,
appreciate
a girlfriend says no. Let's do 1 more hour. God, we got this thing going on here in this chat with them. So yeah, do one. It's not 1 more song. It's 1 more hour. 1 more.
That's the tone we're looking for. I got to tune down to drop Q here. Hold on a second.
Drop Q.
Well, yeah, I guess that's the stream.
Yeah. We gotta end it on that, man. We gotta end it on that. Yeah, thanks so much though for stopping by here, man.
My pleasure,
and
guys.
It's been nothing but a treat to have you here chilling with us, man.
Same. I appreciate you guys talking the guitars.
Absolutely,
it's a dream come true. Seriously.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah. They're absolutely great, guys. Like I said, buttery, fast, sounds super sick, affordably priced, especially for an extended range. So check them out, guys. And again, Rob, keep in touch, man, and hopefully we'll see those new videos you were talking about with the instruments and the new album. So
thank you.
Yeah, man. All right. Again,
see everybody. Thanks
for coming, man. See you later, guys.